So today we're talking about why I think the Apple Watch SE is the perfect Apple Watch for most people. Starting with the price, it starts at £319 a here in the UK, and that is £210 less than the Series 8. When you look at the specs in just a minute, I'm going to go for a bunch of things that it's missing, but when you look at them side by side and compare them on the website, there isn't a lot of difference. You're talking £850 for the Apple Watch Ultra, and that's £530 more than the Apple Watch SE. And again, when you look at the spec sheet, you're not getting a hell of a lot more with the Apple Watch Ultra for your money. I mean, that is the first point. Price is an extreme factor for most people, especially in this day and age. So the most affordable watch by far is the Apple Watch SE, and it still has some great features, which we're going to touch on now. It still has the Retina OLED display at 1000 nits, exactly the same display as the Series 8. Now remember, £210 cheaper. If you do want a brighter display, you're using your watch out in bright sunlight all the time in extreme conditions, and that's why the Apple Watch Ultra has the 2000 nit display. It's exactly the same display, a lot bigger and flatter, but it still is an OLED Retina display, just has that brighter nits of 2000. Next, all of the watches come with GPS and cellular options. The Ultra is just only cellular, that is the only option, but you get GPS and cellular on the SE and the Series 8, and it still has the same GPS as the Series 8, the same specs inside, got that L1 GPS. The only difference with the Ultra is it has more accurate and precise GPS in the L1 and L5 system. So if you want really accurate GPS data, then the Ultra is one to go for. If that's imperative for you, then go for the Ultra, but you're still getting the same system from the Series 8 inside the SE as well. So you can make phone calls, send text messages with cellular data. Also, when you're making phone calls, the microphones are exactly the same from the Series 8 in this. The only difference with the Ultra, it has that dual microphone system with the smart noise cancelling, but there's no difference between the Series 8 and the SE. You're still getting 18 hours of battery life in the SE, same as the Series 8, and that is more than enough to use it all day. If you're planning on sleeping with your watch on and want to track your sleep, then you might want to consider the Ultra. The other thing about the battery is you don't get fast charging with the SE, and that is the only downside that I can see when it comes to the battery and the charging. There's no fast charging, but it's not really a massive issue if you're charging your watch for the night anyway. The one thing it doesn't have is the blood oxygen reader, the ECG, or the temperature sensor. Now, none of those things I use anyway. They are a little bit gimmicky as far as I'm concerned, especially the ECG and the blood oxygen. I've used them a couple of times to test them when you first get the watch, like you do when you get a new device, but apart from that, you're not going to use them on a regular basis, so they're not a real great miss. So you're getting all of the great features inside of the SE, and there's not many things that the Apple Watch SE is missing compared to the Series 8 or even the Ultra. There's only a few negatives that you're not getting that you would get in the Series 8 and the Ultra. In the SE, you're not getting IP6X dust resistance. You've only got the second generation heart sensor. With the other two watches, you've got the third generation for more accurate heart monitoring. There's no fast charging, which isn't a massive deal breaker. You only have an aluminium option, which for some people might be a problem. If you're after a more rugged watch, then I would fully recommend spending that extra money and going for either a stainless steel version of the Series 8 or the titanium Ultra, because they will last a little bit longer. The only downside to the Series 7 aluminium that I have noticed is that I have been getting scratches on the screen because it hasn't got that sapphire glass on the screen. So if you ding it, you scratch it against a door or a brick wall or something, you will get the scratches on the screen from everyday use. That is probably the only deal breaker for me. There's no always on display, which isn't for everybody anyway. I do a lot of driving at night, and with the Apple Watch Ultra Wayfarer watch face, I'm always turning it to night mode. I actually turn off always on display on my iPhone 14 Pro Max because I don't like the always on display. I want it to be dim, I don't want it to be distracting at night, so it's not something that everybody uses. Apart from those negatives, it's a no-brainer. starting at £319 in the UK, it is really the watch to buy if you're a non-athlete, a non-serious, a non-rugged kind of person. If you're just living an everyday life like everybody else and you want to use the smart features of an Apple Watch and you want all the built-in protection, the SOS protection, the compass backtrack, the smart tracking, the fall detection is all included, and then the SOS and the international calling is all included in there. So it's got all the safety features built in. So if you just want it for the smart features, you want it for calling, text messaging and notifications, and just a little bit of regular health tracking, then it really is a no-brainer. The Apple Watch SE is the one to go for. But that's it. I do fully recommend the Apple Watch SE. I will be picking one up for my son, hopefully, when he does upgrade, and that is the watch that we will be going for, and it's probably the perfect watch when you think about it for a teenager. Not too expensive, but still has most of the features that you need. Okay, hope it helped you make a decision if you do want to buy the Apple Watch SE, Ultra or Series 8. There will be links in the description down below. But until next time, make sure you do subscribe, press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. We've got plenty of videos coming really soon. That's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.